Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing a video review for the very first episode of the brand new Netflix series, of course, from Marvel Comics, and that is of Daredevil. Okay, and possible spoiler warning if you guys have not seen the Daredevil pilot episode yet. I'm not going to be reviewing the entire first season, I guess you would refer to it as. Netflix has this weird thing where they just they have a whole season of a show and they just dump it on you. they just dump it. Here you go, here it is, the entire season, every episode. So at this point, let's see, there's 13 episodes, that have just been uploaded all of a sudden, boom, there it is. On Netflix. So what you can do is, if you don't have a Netflix account and you want to watch it, and you have an email, you haven't signed up for one before, you can actually sign up just for a trial, and I'm pretty sure you can watch the whole thing through a trial account. If you've already done it once, use a different email, do it again, and you can watch the whole thing. So there you go. So definitely check it out, netflix.com. So going to just review the first episode because I've just seen that one. It's 51 minutes long, so no commercials, which is sweet. Love that, obviously. And that's longer than your average TV series. Your average TV show is usually 42 minutes with commercials, at least, most of the time, unless you're talking HBO or you're talking one of those networks that doesn't have regular commercials. They have a subscription model. So Netflix has kind of got its own thing with that. Now, we heard about this a while ago, that they were going to be doing some Marvel shows on Netflix, and I was pretty excited for it because I love getting to see superhero TV series because you can see, a lot of different, rather than just having one movie, which the movies are awesome, love the movies, and if they can release them every couple years, that's great. TV series gives you an opportunity to really dive into a single character and get to see their entire rogues gallery, get to see, a lot of different stories from that character. Some examples would be Spider-Man and all the different, cartoons he's had over the years, or X-Men, or, with their cartoon, or recently we've had some DC stuff from CW last few years with Arrow, and even the Flash and that, and they really get to dive into a lot of different, villains, a lot of different stories from the comic books based on that character, so which is always great. So with this one, Daredevil, I am a pretty big Daredevil fan. Didn't like the Ben Affleck movie very much, and am happy to say that I think this is much better than it. Much, much better. The first episode is called Into the Ring, and I'll read the description here for you guys. It says, Matt Murdock begins his vigilante career and opens a law firm with his friend Foggy Nelson. The first client is Karen Page, a secretary for a construction company called Union Allied, who has been framed for murder of her colleague Daniel Fisher after accidentally uncovering a massive pension embezzlement scheme. Murdock prevents Page from being prosecuted and protects her from an assassin hired by Union Allied representative Wesley to retrieve Page's copy of the file, which is exposed through a local newspaper, the New York Bulletin. Wesley covers up the involvement of his former employer, Wilson Fisk, in the scandal, while the Russian mafia arranges a young boy's kidnapping to lure Murdock into a trap. Page volunteers to work for Murdock and Nelson in gratitude for their help. So, it's a pretty good jumping off point. You get to see kind of some origin stuff, on Daredevil. You get to see him in his black cloak, which is not his final costume we've seen, and maybe in the further episodes he'll actually be in his full red, with the horns type Marvel look. This is kind of like your, to compare it to Batman, like your year one type deal, where you have kind of his, he's just getting started, and he's of course a new lawyer, and obviously a new vigilante as well too, new Daredevil. So the feel of the show, I think the feel is really great. It's got this really dark, kind of a feel to it. You've got some awesome action sequences. When you see Daredevil fight, you really get a sense he's got that extra, speaking of sense, he's got this extra kind of sense. You can't see, obviously he's blind, so he's kind of got this, whatever you want to refer to his kind of proximity senses, that he can tell where things are coming at him, and he can react at a superhuman type of speed and ability. Some really great scenes, like at the end where he's fighting this guy with a knife, and the guy's coming across his abdomen, and he's really like seeing it come through, not seeing it visually, but kind of seeing it and dodging it, and just some really awesome different fight scenes, some fight moves, and just some really kind of reminded me of some old school type movie stuff, where you'd have like maybe like some kung fu movies and stuff like that, where you get to see a lot of it. Not the fake CG all the time, where we're getting used to in movies, but like you're kind of like old school hardcore action sequences where everything is done with practical and all that, and it's really fun and it looks great. So in terms of score for Daredevil, after seeing the first episode, without getting into too many spoilers, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10 for what it is. For a TV series, the visuals are great, the show is good. It's Marvel is killing it with all their live action stuff they've been doing, and I really did enjoy getting to see the premiere. I'm considering watching the rest of the show, 13 episodes maybe over the next week or two, because there's not too much on right now anyway. And I could do a review after I see the whole thing if you guys want me to. This is kind of my non-spoiler quick review, just to give my thoughts on it. Great premiere. Really enjoyed it. Into the ring. Really badass. My favorite part, of course, big action guy. Loved the fight scenes. Just really cool. Awesome choreography. Awesome use of environment and levels and everything. Really cool. So if you guys haven't checked out Daredevil yet, why don't you go ahead, check it out on Netflix, sign up for an account trial for free, and watch at least the premiere, see if you like it, and then, like me, decide whether or not you want to watch the rest of it, and I may do a review after that. If you guys want to see it, write in the comments below, and I'll call it here for this one. If you guys liked this quick little non-spoiler review, why don't you go ahead and thumb it up below. If you want to support the channel, you want to share it through to your Facebook, you want to favorite it below, I would appreciate it. And if you're new to the channel, you want to see more of my reviews, review all kinds of TV series, all kinds of stuff, bottom left, just click the subscribe. That's it for this one. See you guys for the next one. As always, it's Trev saying peace.